My makeup looks insane. You see this? Look at all this damn highlighter I got on my face. I think my mask moved my highlighter around because this is stupid. I had a doctor's appointment. It's like a 15-minute drive there and 15 minutes back. So I started listening to Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. It is in the same universe as We Were Liars. And it's the same characters. It's the mom's perspective. She had the son. Once again, don't remember names. It has spoilers to We Were Liars. So if you haven't read We Were Liars, you plan on reading it, don't read this one first. Read We Were Liars first. And from like the first chapter, I was like, we're back in this world. I personally really like E. Lockhart's writing style. I think it's beautiful. At first I was like, ugh, really? She wrote another book in this world? Which I understand why, because We Were Liars is back on the New York Times bestseller list. Of course, she's going to cash in on the success of that book again. But I didn't think she was going to write a book in the same universe, but she did. And I'm glad, because I really did enjoy the dynamic between the sisters and the father in We Were Liars, because that man was toxic and those daughters were a product of that toxicity. So yeah, so far I'm on chapter 10, chapter 9, chapter 10. I really like it. I'm liking Carrie, and once again, that dad, he's an ass, but a good ass, as in like a good character ass. Speaking of ass, I already have a favorite quote. Of course, my favorite quote in We Were Liars were, "I do not suffer fools." And so far, my favorite quote is, "Don't eat anything bigger than your ass." All right, let's go to work. Happy Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, it's Monday. It's Monday. Oh boy, we're already getting off to a wonderful start. Happy Monday. It is the start of a new vlog week, and today I will be reading 2 books. I always do 2 books every week. I am listening to Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. That is the prequel to We Were Liars. And I am reading at home, even though I have it at work, I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers. It is her new book, and this comes out in September. So I have an arc, and I'm doing an arc review, basically. All right. Family of Liars is, you basically need to read, I think I already said that, you need to read We Were Liars before you start Family of Liars, because there's spoilers, big spoilers. And I will say that if you did not like We Were Liars, do not read Family of Liars, because you're going to have the same problem. I was looking on YouTube, Booktube, and I was listening to see what people were saying about We Were Liars and if they liked it. You know, TikTok made me read it and what they thought of it. And a lot of the people who did not like it their complaint mostly was because it was really slow. And they would be correct. It is slow because it is a character-driven book. It's character-driven, folks. If you like plot-driven stories, that's not a word. If you like plot-driven stories, don't read We Were Liars or Family of Liars, because you're gonna be bored to tears. These books are about characters. It's all about character study. I loved We Were Liars when it first came out. I gave it a 5. I cried at the end. I did all the things. I fucking loved it because I like character stories. I also met E. Lockhart. I don't know her first name, so let's call her E. I met E a while ago, and I have my book here. I had her sign it. And what I like to do is I like to get authors to write my favorite quote in my book. And so I got her to write, "I suffer migraines, I do not suffer fools." See? Dawn. I'm struggling. Ugh. Can you see it? Yeah, Eli Hart. So this is my book. And I loved it because I like Eli Hart's writing. And in the past, I've said on this vlog that I like really flowery writing, like V. Schwab. But she's not flowery. She is more, I don't know how to describe her writing style, but she uses a lot of symbolism. Like Eli Hart likes fairy tales, and I think this book was King Lear. She was comparing the Sinclair family to King Lear, and in Family of Liars, I want to say it's Cinderella. So yeah, so she likes symbolic writing, which I love. And she has like really, the way she describes people, it's very clipped. So I'm nearly 18. I used to be blonde, but now my hair is black. I look sick. I look weak. I can't really find an example. She does it a lot in Family of Liars, but it's almost like poetry. Like, it's like, she is gingham, she is smiles, she is sunshine. Like, the way she writes is almost, it's poetic in a way. V. Schwab writes like that too. So I do like her style of writing. As I said in my last vlog, I can tell immediately when a book either is a 5 or has a potential to be a 5 simply by the writing style. Family of Liars has a potential to be a 5 simply because I like the writing style. However, I'm about 30% in, and so it started off as a 5. The first 5 chapters or so, I was like, this could be my first 5 in 2 years. It's been 2 years. I haven't given a 5 in 2 years. And as I continue to read, I am about 30% in the book. I'm like, ooh, I don't think it's going to be a 5, maybe a 4.5. Because now as I read, I drop stars, and it is now about 4.5 because it's really slow. Like, it's slower than We Were Liars. I didn't really say what Family of Liars is about. We Were Liars is about Katie. Katie has an extensive family. She has cousins, she has aunties. Family of Liars is about one of her aunties, Carrie, and Carrie is the mom of Johnny. Johnny was one of her cousins. So it takes place in the 80s when Carrie was a teenager, so like 86. Nostalgia. Some of the songs they're mentioning, I'm all about it. I'm like, Terrence Trent D'Arby, oh my God, Madonna, oh my God. Like, I'm loving all of that. And cassette tapes, and it's just like, you know, I've been watching Stranger Things lately, so I'm all about the nostalgia right now. But like I said, it started to pick up a little bit because there's a boy that she likes, and I'm guessing that this is where the meat of what the plot is about is going to start to show itself. So hopefully it picks back up again. I'm the Girl is another potential to be a 5-star because I loved Sadie. I actually liked the project. This was her next book after Sadie. A lot of people didn't because I think they were expecting a Sadie type of writing, and it wasn't. It was really character driven, like really, really slow. But I think Courtney's publishers were like, excuse me, Courtney, but the project was kind of a dud. It was good. It was good. Don't get me wrong. But nobody really read it because they want to read more Sadie world. So I need you to get back to that. And she was like, okay. So I'm the Girl. I was looking at the description. Okay. It's not in the same world as Sadie, but it is a murder mystery. It is about poor young girls who are being used and abused, which is basically what Sadie was about. So she has gone back to what made her popular. Can't fault her for that. In this story, it is about Georgie. And Georgie is beautiful. She's blonde, blue-eyed. nice tits, I don't know. Beautiful young woman. And one day she did something. She wronged someone. She tried to right it. And while she tried to right it, she was hit by a car. And this person was running away because he or she, what I think, murdered a young 13-year-old girl. Murdered and assaulted. You know what I'm trying to say. A 13-year-old girl. And so she is going to join this young girl. Her name was Ashley, the girl who died. She is going to join Ashley's older sister to find out what has happened. We're back to the true crime, exploitation of young girls type of a storyline. And once again, I loved Courtney. I love Courtney Summers' writing. Her writing is not poetic. It is cryptic. And by that, I mean, when you first start reading this story, you're like, I'm sorry, where am I? What's happening? She's one of those writers where she just dumps you right in the middle of the action. And it's up to you to fucking figure it out. She's not going to tell you. And I had to, after I got to like chapter 3, I had to go back and reread the prologue because I was like, am I reading that correctly? Yeah, I read that correctly. And now I understand. Okay. You just start reading it and you're like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm just going to roll with it. And I rolled with it. And then I had to go back and reread. And I had to do that a couple of times. And it doesn't mean the book is written badly. Courtney Summers does that on purpose. She purposely disorientates you. I hope that's a word. I'm an English major. I know words, I promise. She does it on purpose. She makes you confused. She keeps you on your toes. And she expects you to go back and clear it up for yourself. And that's not bad writing. That's just how she writes. And I love it. Her books are not afraid to use real words. It's very vivid. There's no sugarcoating anything in her books. So be prepared. A lot of trigger warnings for this book just by the first page. Literally the first page. It's like, oh, here we go. It is going to be a long day for me. Our library is not open on Fridays. And so when I don't work on Saturday, I have to work a 10-hour day. So this is my 10-hour day. I got here at 11 and I have to work till 9. Yay. All right, let me get to work. Tuesday and I work 9 to 5 like a normal person. It is also Chicago and it is 98 degrees outside today. So I kind of have on a tank. Ooh, that's my bra strap. I have on a tank, but I'm wearing a cardigan over it because I'm a librarian and librarians are required to wear cardigans. Hey, it's voiceover Dawn here, and I'm going to talk to you about a major part of my job, which is planning programs. I, as many librarians, usually work 2 to 3 months ahead of time, so I am currently planning for September, October, and November. So I'm going to go on Pinterest to see what all the cool crafts are. I found DIY diamond painting on cell phone cases, so I'm going to look on YouTube to see how easy or how hard it is for a teen to actually do it. And I'm also going to look at the product list that this person is using. Then I'm going to click on their link and put it in my Amazon cart. Then I'm going to purchase all of the supplies and practice it at work to see if it's something that teens can do and how long it's going to take. Is it only going to take 20 minutes? If so, that could be an after-school craft. Is it going to take 2 hours? If so, that's an evening craft. I will probably do the practice here on the vlog, but until then, I'm going to pencil it in on my calendar as a placeholder. And that's one way programming librarians plan their programs. And if you like crafting for free, check your local library to see if they offer any adult crafting programs. They probably do.
Don't even talk to me.
Good for you. Good for you, girlfriend.
Luda has finished the supper cleanup.
I really wish that this boy would kiss her already and get it over with, because I'm sick of hearing about it. Okay, I was just about to get on here and update and say that this book is lacking something that We Were Liars had. We Were Liars had a B story. Well, it was the A story. The A story was the mystery behind her migraines, and the B story was just the character development and the dysfunction of the family and everything. This book doesn't have like dual stories. It's all family issues and character stuff. If there was an additional story for the reader to focus on for a couple chapters, then kind of go back to the character development, or like weave the character development through the other part of the story, that would be okay. But this book doesn't have that. It's just all character stuff. And I was just about to get on here and say that when a big ass bomb was dropped. So now I'm intrigued. I'm not like, because I'm like, once again, I'm dropping stars. So now I'm a little under a 4. But we can possibly go back to a 4 with this big ass bomb that was just dropped. So let's see. Carrie doesn't take people's bullshit, and I am here for it. In other teen books, the main character would not speak their mind. They would just wait and wait and wait until the last 50 pages when they just can't take it anymore. But she'd be like telling people about themselves real quick and gives no fucks about their tears, and I'm here for it.
Or you're rushing home to take your kids to soccer practice. Don't forget that water bottle. Can you believe this kid still has
from above. Everyday void scene, turning into love song. When you speak, angel, sing from above. Everyday void scene.
Hello, it's VoiceOver Dawn again, and I'm here with more program planning, but this time I'm going to show you how we hire people. You ever wonder why library programming is free? That's because sometimes the programs are hosted by staff, but every once in a while we do have to hire out, and since I don't know how to cook, I have to find a chef to do the program for me. So I have found a local organization that does teen cooking programming, and I'm going to contact them for payment information and their menu, and if they are willing to travel to me. There will be a lot of emails back and forth until we decide on a menu and a time and a date and a head count. After looking in the library calendar to make sure that a room is available, I have decided on 2 dates that will work for me. I'm emailing with this organization back and forth, and we have decided on a date. And now she has sent me a contract. This program is a little pricey. It is going to be $270 for 10 kids. So it's roughly about $25 a kid. That is a little pricey. However, I don't have to bring any of the food. I don't have to prepare for it. Somebody else does all that for me. All I have to do is supply the kids. So I say it's a go, and here I am penciling it in on my calendar. makeup looks weird. I don't know what's going on. I might have too much highlighter on. Anyway, I am done reading for the week. I am in my car. I vlog in my car because I have horrible lighting in my house, so I vlog in my car. And I am ready to give my reviews of Family of Liars, and I am the girl, or I'm the girl. Family of Liars, I ended up giving a 3.5 because, as I was saying in the vlog, there was no B story to fill in the slowness of it. It was the focus of that one main story, and although that was good, it just wasn't enough to fill a whole book. There needed to be another side story going on, and there just wasn't. Good things about the book was I liked Yardley. It was a new cousin that we did not see in We Were Liars. I liked her a lot. It's a girl, and I think that name is really cool, Yardley. I once again enjoyed the horribleness of their father, Harris. Whew, that man is a hot one. And I love that about him. The one thing that I didn't like, besides the overall thing that I just said, was that Carrie got a pretty huge bomb dropped on her. Like a life-changing bomb. And instead of focusing on that, she was more worried about some shitty dude. And this dude was shitty. And he was written well. Like, I feel like the way Lockhart wrote him, she's kind of like whispering to like young girls reading this book, watch out for this guy. He tells you one thing, but he's really a piece of shit. Like, I feel like she's telling her young readers that, and some older readers too. But I wanted her to leave this boy alone and stop fantasizing about kissing him. And even though he's treating her shit, she still wanted to kiss him. Which I think, I'm not saying it's unrealistic, but I got tired of hearing about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I am one of those hoes that loved We Were Liars. I gave it a 5. I really wanted to love this book. This book had potential to be a 5. There just needed to be more going on, and there just wasn't. I was hoping maybe this would be my first 5 of the year. It wasn't. I was hoping that this could also be my first 5 of the year. I'm going to give it like a 4.25. That's pretty good for me. Couldn't quite give it a 4.5. I want to give it a 4.5, but something was missing at the end there for me to give it a 4.5. I would like to say that I think people, once again, are going to compare this book to Sadie. And they're going to be expecting a really intense thriller with a strong lead character. And that is not what you're going to get in this book. That is not what this book is. And you should not fault this book for not being Sadie. This book stands on its own. So if you're coming in here expecting a Sadie 2.0, you're not going to get that. For one thing, like I said, Sadie was a pretty strong main character. She was independent. She knew what she wanted, and she was going head on with it. This girl is none of those things. She is nothing like Sadie. She does not know what she wants. She knows what she wants, but she's not getting it the right way at all. And people keep trying to tell her that, and she's hard-headed like a teenage girl, and she's just not listening to them. Second of all, Sadie was much more thrilling and about the mystery of her sister's death. That is what Sadie was focusing on. How did her sister die? Why did her sister die? Who killed her sister? And even though there is a murdered girl at the beginning of this book, it is not about who done it. This is not a murder mystery. This is about this girl on the cover. It's all about her. It is not a murder mystery. So if you're going into it thinking it's a murder mystery, which I also thought, I thought that it was going to be a murder mystery because that's what I said at the beginning of this vlog. But at some point in the book, I'm like, why are you focusing on this other stuff? What? This is supposed to be about Ashley. Who killed Ashley? It's not. It's not about who killed Ashley. Birds. It's about Georgia and her jam. This is Georgia and her jam. So I went to a bookstore, which is something I do not do often, and I can tell because every time I go into a bookstore, I'm always like, help me. Even though I work at a library and I'm surrounded by books every fucking day, And I know how to browse at a library, but for some reason I get overwhelmed at a bookstore, even though this bookstore is about as big as nothing. But anyway, I also did something that I said that I do not do. If you watched any of my other vlogs before, the first time I went to a bookstore, my very first vlog, I went to a bookstore, and I said at the end of it that I do not buy books sight unread. I do not do that. I envy all of you people who go into bookstores, browse, ooh, this book looks interesting, let me pick it up, even though I have no idea if I'm gonna like it or not, and then possibly unhaul it. For me, that's like, oh my god, $20. That's $20. I have a difficult time doing that. So I actually did that today, and let me tell you, it was not easy for me to do, but I did. So let's see what I got. All right. And I can't go to an independent bookstore and not spend money, because it's like guilt. It's like these poor people own this bookstore, and you know, bookstores are not like multi-million-dollar stores. This ain't McDonald's up in this piece. This is a bookstore. And so you feel obligated to spend money because I just have to. So I bought Good Girl, Bad Blood, which is the second book in Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I liked the first book, so I'm like, okay, let's get the second book. This is going to be all kind of all over the place. Sorry. It's like, I had to ask the librarian. She's not a librarian, she's a bookstore owner. I had to ask her for recommendations because I'm trying to get into more adult fantasy, but I want more contemporary adult fantasy. I kind of know what to read as far as the old stuff, but I'm looking for newer stuff, and so she recommended this. I think this is more of a psychological. There's no such thing as psychological fantasy. I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, she said it was like dark fantasy, which I love. So it's called The Death of Jane Lawrence. When she described it, it sounded good. So we'll see. That's my fear, that I pick up a book, ain't never heard that author before, don't know nothing about it, and then I just bought it, and it was a hardback too. You know, that was like $20. Then I got The Black Sun, which a lot of people have been talking about. So I feel like I will probably like this book. I don't know why I bought paperback. I don't even like paperbacks. It was cheaper. I don't like paperbacks on my shelf. I like hardcovers. Digging in this bag here. For the Wolf, I've seen this all over Goodreads. Hoping this is good. She also recommended this one. And finally, where'd it go? I got Verity by Colleen Hoover. Ashley and I are doing this for the podcast. I do have a podcast. I'm one half of the Novel Universe podcast. Otherwise, I would not be on the coho bandwagon. I think that's what you guys call her, coho. There's like freaking bugs all over my car, man. Flying ants and shit. Oh my God. I know this is a thriller. It's not a romance. Thank God. So we will be doing this for the podcast. This is our next book. This is the only reason why I got it. I also got some stickers because why not? And you're gonna love this, folks. I saw it on TikTok. Cause that's the truth, Ruth. And I like coffee. I like tea. I like the boys, and the boys like me. Yes, no, maybe so. So that's the vlog for the week. Hopefully I'll be getting to these books fairly soon and be vlogging about them. But thank you for joining me on my week at work and my couple days off, and I will catch you next week. Bye-bye.